We have the lovely Dr. Rupa Shire today. Dr. Rupa Shire, One Earth Festival 2018. What a fabulous turnout.
Yes, the time is right and we are at the right place doing the right thing. So everybody is here, networking from all over India and maybe some people have come from Nepal. Looks like it's the time for, us to become healthy, be good to the environment and at the same time be compassionate to animals.
So tell us a little bit about your new book, What About My Calcium?
Yeah, so I've been following, vegan lifestyle for about 10 years and I have given lots of lectures to vegetarians and also non-vegetarians all over the world. And as soon as I tell them that you should give up dairy products, everyone understands, they do want to. And suddenly the question comes, oh, what about our calcium? And the milk is equal to calcium is so deeply ingrained in our mind that we are so afraid that if we don't take milk, maybe we will become calcium deficient. So this concept is a total myth, and to break the myth, I have written the book, What About My Calcium? Because I just want to tell them that you get the calcium from the same sources as the animals. Where does a cow get calcium from? Where does an elephant get calcium from? Why not take it directly from the plants instead of taking it from the milk? And the book is breaking the myth that milk is the source of calcium. There are many plant-based sources which are even much higher calcium than the milk itself. So I had to write this book. It has got calcium-rich recipes and also a big calcium chart, basically that has all the different food items and how much calcium there is and what recipes we can make. So basically it's a guide. You just give up dairy products, implement this in your life and you should never be calcium deficient again. Plus I always meet women about 45 and they are usually convinced that they need a calcium supplement and they seem to be taking it for life and it doesn't seem to help them. So then I wanted to inspire them that you don't get milk from calcium supplements or calcium from the calcium supplements or the milk or the non-veg, but only from the plants. So this is the book, Whole Food Plant-Based Diet from Calcium.
Wow, that's fantastic. Make sure you all get a copy of that. Dr. Rupa, what would your message be to mothers wanting to raise their kids without dairy? Because like you know, in India, there is a huge obsession around giving kids at least 2 or 3 glasses of milk a day, way past, they've weaned off their mother's milk. What would you advise these mothers, because given like how the quality of the milk is deteriorating and obviously like a lot of information has come to the fore about, like how the adulteration in milk, the antibiotics and how it is actually not meant for human consumption, let alone for for children to consume.
So in nature, no animal is drinking milk from another animal. So like one species, you will not see an elephant drinking milk from a cow or a cow drinking milk from a horse. It's always for their own offspring. So we are the only species in the world which think that we need milk from an animal. So milk is not required for that. Plus culturally Indians use milk everywhere, even in our prasad or if there is a happy occasion, we use too much of dairy all the time. But what has happened in last 50 years that this industry got organized and because of that there's heavy use of hormones, pesticides, even the foods that animals are not used to are eating it. So the quality has gone down. We are using Jersey cow. Earlier we used to have Deshi cow. So milk is no more sattvic now and it's really not our food. Now what is the point of giving your child milk when it doesn't even have the hormone, the enzyme that can digest the milk, the lactase. So we inspire all the mothers to not to depend on milk because actually the rate of type 1 diabetes is much higher when the dairy consumption is higher at a younger age in children. Simple is to wean them off, give them multigrain porridge and the calcium rich foods and they'll be fine even in their growing years for their calcium and protein needs. There's absolutely no need. In fact, vegan children are known to be healthier and also more intelligent and they are also physically very active. So I inspire moms to think about giving plant-based sources instead of just giving milk all the time.
Fantastic. Lastly, what would you like to say to millennials and the younger generation who are now waking up to the idea of how the planet is getting destroyed because of animal agriculture? A lot of youngsters are sort of warming up to the idea of veganism and eating more and more plant food and ditching meat and dairy and eggs altogether. A lot of them are like work in progress. They may not be fully, they may not have fully transitioned. They are sort of, warming up to the idea and slowly doing it and all. They may be facing some resistance from their friends and family also. We've all been there as vegans. The ridicule comes initially, the resistance comes. What would you tell them, like, how to like power through this initial transition phase?
Yes, absolutely. All of us are born with compassion in our heart. None of us ever want to hurt the other person. Moment we know the real story of any food, we would never want to eat ever meat or milk ever again. Knowing that there's so much cruelty and there's so much of selfishness in getting that as our food. So once that realization starts, you never go back to the food. You never see animals as food, but you always see them as friends. They are earthlings. They are equal on this planet. So obviously, in our Indian culture, giving up meat might be okay, but giving up milk may not be okay. There's a huge opposition because of this meat that milk is must, but you have to be there. Be the example, stay calm, keep following, and the rest of them will see how healthy you are, how you don't invite the diseases like type 2 diabetes, cholesterol, cancer. All these diseases are much lesser in vegans. And as the time passes, they realize there's such a big difference between the people who are eating the non-vegetarian food or are consuming milk and those who are vegan. So time will prove. The best is to stay on the path. Do not force other people. Never do that. Always, continue being on the path, being gentle and kind and compassionate also to the ones who are, still eating meat, because that's all right. Even once we were there and it took us time for us to make that transition. Give them time. The first rule is to be compassionate. Ahimsa, do not harm, do not judge. Even if they say that I'll give up meat once a month, that is also good enough. Maybe once a week I'll give up, that is good enough. Maybe I'll give up cheese, I'll say still that's good enough. Anything is going to help the planet. Every little step should be encouraged and not judged. Do not go into the extremism of 100% being vegan or this or that. I think just keep doing it. Let the world watch you by you being the example of compassion.
Absolutely brilliant. So love, compassion and sustainability, not trends but a way of life. Thank you so much, Dr. Rupa Shah, and please make sure you get a copy of Where is My Calcium. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Okay, the book is available on the website called www.circleofhealth.in. It's also up on Amazon, and you can also buy it from my own stall today at stall number 17. Thank you very much.